Hello, happy Friday. So give me a second and let me get some of this video forwarded over, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So it is Vlogtember 15. We are halfway through the month of September. Chapter 9 is almost done, so we have a lot to do before the month is over. All right, so I'm trying to see if I can do this in record time. And then I'm also recording sideways, which is not something I've done before. So I want to see how all that works out. So give me a second while I load and share on my computer. Okay. There we go. All right. So share that bad boy. Group. All right, give me 1 second and I'm almost done. I don't know that this is record time, but it certainly was better time than I've done before. So let's see if I can do it without having to start over. Okay, and while I'm doing that, let me get this because I'm going to do some live feedback today. I've got two people who have submitted on Facebook Ad School their ads that they want to do, and I'm going to give them some live feedback. So want to make sure that I do that too. So let me just make sure that I get that up. So I have their examples ready to go, and then let me tag them. Hold on just one more second and I'll be ready to go. Hey Lila, good. I was trying to find you, so I'm glad that you're on. That's awesome. So let me just make sure that I've got Tina too, because I am going to go over, give you guys a short message, and then we're going to jump right into some options for your particular product and service. And I'm so super excited about talking about your mermaid school. So let me just make sure I can do that. All right, so today's topic is, if marketing is your number one job, then your number two job is all about relationship building. So if you missed yesterday's training, I had a training on Facebook ad strategy. And the first part of that training really focused on really the development of what is necessary for you to have a successful ad. And a lot of that has to do with you really understanding, one, who you're marketing to, right? Where are they in the relationship building stage, right? So I talked about 3 relationship stages. Okay, so I just have to say this, right? I got these lights, and these lights are like huge, right? And they're damn near blinding me. Like I feel like I'm being interrogated. So I've definitely got to figure out this whole lighting situation. But they're like right in my eyes. But okay, so enough of that. So anyway, I talked about 3 stages for relationships. So I talked about the stranger stage, and then and that's all about people who are unfamiliar with your brand. They don't know who your business is. They don't know what kind of solutions you provide. They don't know anything about your superpower. They don't know you. They don't like you, and they don't trust you, right? And your goal in this stage of the stranger business is for you to introduce and make that first introduction, right? So making the first engagement through some sort of offer that you'll do in your ad to break the ice, so to speak, right? So I think a couple of weeks ago I did, may not be a couple of weeks ago, the time is just sort of all running together. I did a live on how Facebook ads is like a dating service, right? It really is about just joining your ideal clients to your offers. And it's just a really powerful tool to do that. So anyway, in the stranger phase, you want to really be just making the introduction, right? Introducing yourself. You're going to be sort of the Casanova of your business, so to speak, right? You know, the politician of your business, shaking hands, kissing babies, and really just being out there, being visible, and getting to know as many strangers as you can with introductory offers that are going to break the ice, right? That's the stranger phase. People don't know you. So I'm going to tell you, if you come out the gate offering, $2,000 packages, people are not going to buy you. They're not going to buy from you. That's just the name of the game. They're not going to buy you. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They don't really know anything about you, right? So unless you already have an established brand that everyone is very familiar with, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, those brands that, and they probably still couldn't come up with a $2,000, but if it was the right type of Coke product, I'm sure they could. But you as a small business owner who doesn't have that kind of pull, you really need to be really strategic about the way that you do your introduction advertising. And so we're going to talk about that and use two examples with people who have provided me some information about their products and services. And we'll do that in just a few minutes. All right. So the second phase of the relationship is all about acquaintances. So they are familiar with you. You've done the introduction. They know who you are, right? It's not a complete stranger. And they're warming up to you, right? So you've met them, you've kissed their baby, you've given them a piece of content or information that they're interested in, and they may be ready to make a small purchase, right? They may be ready, but you still have to do your job and nurture the relationship. So like I said, if your number one job is to market, your number two job is to be in the relationship building business. Kissing babies. When I was younger, I wanted to be a politician, and again, this will date me. So I used to watch Family Feud, and this is before Steve Harvey was, way before Steve Harvey. And for those old heads out there, and you remember Richard Dawson, man, that guy was slobbering all over you, right? He would kiss you, hug you, and then damn near tongue you down. And I'm not suggesting that you need to do that when you do your marketing, but you certainly need to be in the business of building relationships, right, in your authentic way, right? So if kissing babies is not your thing, I'm not suggesting you need to do that, but you've got to be in the relationship building business, and you've got to be doing it from all facets. You've got to be doing it from email, from video, from social media. If you have a brick and mortar business, right, in your local community, you need to be visible so that people can start to see that, I've seen her, or I've seen him. I'm familiar with that, right? That's the second stage, right? You want to get as many people from stranger to acquaintance as quickly as you can so that you can continue to nurture that relationship. And as you create new offers or you have new offers, you can then get them to the BFF stage. That BFF stage, y'all know what BFFs are, right? Those are your dogs, right? Those are the people who are going to ride and die for you. They love you. They love your products and services. That you come out with a, Lila, I'm going to use you as an example. You come up with a new mermaid tail, and these chicks are standing in line ready to buy your mermaid tail left and right, right? Your BFFs, your clients in the BFF stage are hot, they're ready to buy, and they're excited about any new offer that you have, and they're consistent customers for your core signature services. All right. So what I mentioned yesterday is those are the three stages. You can accelerate the relationship, but you can't skip the relationship. You can't go from stranger to BFF without that warming period. You can accelerate it, right? So it can be a fast relationship, right? You've probably been in some of those, right? Where you meet somebody and immediately it's gone to the love stage, right? Same thing with your business and that relationship building that you're doing. It can be fast, but you can't skip. So what today we're going to talk about is most of the people who are in Facebook Ad School group, and even in my group, The Marketing Boss, they're unless you are a old head about your marketing and you've been marketing for years, and you have a real great strategy on how you attract, how you build that relationship, and how you convert strangers to paying clients, you probably are doing what most advertisers who are small businesses who don't know anything about marketing. You go right to the throat, right? You run an ad and you're like, I want you to buy my signature product, stranger, and let's get this party started, right? And so what I will tell you is you really do have to spend the time focusing on those that time where you're building the relationship and moving people through the stages. All right, so let's talk about how do you do that. What are some ideas for you to do that? Most people don't really even think about the fact that they need to have stranger offers, right? And what I mean by a stranger offer is an introduction, a coffee, right? You need to offer some sort of, little kind of token that will attract people to your particular offer, service, product, whatever it is, fill in the blank service that you sell. So we're going to use two people's as examples. And if you want to also throw in this is what I mean in order for us to have an educated conversation in this live. Lila is on and she gave me her product and service and what she wants to do. And then I believe if Tina, if you're out there, if you could just let me know that you're there, then I will also make sure to do yours too. So Tina is, she has a nanny service, and she connects nannies and families together. So we're going to talk about how to attract some strangers to both of those business types so that they can create ads that are going to follow the ARC system, which is attract, build the relationship, and then convert. All right, so Lila, are you still there? If you are, just let me know. I know there's a little bit of the delay, but let me know that you're still there so that we can sort of do a little bit of interaction while we're out there. And then Tina, if you're out there as well, let me know you are there as well. So I'm going to get started just a little bit just from the perspective of Lila's mermaid business. So super excited about this. Lila, I think, believe is in the group. She's introduced herself, and she has a mermaid school in Hawaii, most beautiful place in the world, right? Besides Jamaica, of course. She has a mermaid school that she's opening, and what she wants to do is she wants to, let me read this to make sure, is that she wants to promote mermaid school, and I want people to enjoy the whimsy, fun, and adventure of swimming in mermaid tales while learning about the ocean. All right, so the objective of your product and service, your school, is to teach people about how to swim in the ocean, right? I'm sure for the first, your most important thing is how to swim safely in the ocean while having fun, right? So the thing that I would ask you before you even start thinking about ads is, what is your target market? Are you targeting people who are getting ready to travel to Hawaii in the near future? Are you looking for people who are living in Hawaii? Are your base of people, I assume, are female? What are their occupations? Like, what do they do for a living? Are they already certified divers? Are they looking to be certified? Do you offer that type of program? So the first step in anything that you do from a marketing perspective is really understand the type of person that you want to be communicating your message to. So what is it about them that you want to talk about, right? Or talk to them about, right? Who is that? Hey, well, so it's the free cookie to get them in the bakery. Absolutely, yes, it is the free cookie. So it is, what is the cookie that you're going to give them that is going to let them take a bite so that you can start to fatten them up and, give them more cookies, right? Sort of like Hansel and Gretel. All right, so Lila, I just asked a couple of questions because I know there's a bit of a delay. So what I'm asking is, what is your ideal customer? Is it somebody who is getting ready to travel to Hawaii? Somebody who's already in Hawaii? I assume your client base is women. Are they strong swimmers? Do they need to be strong swimmers? Tell me some characteristics about your people. While you're responding to that, your kind of introductory cookie, so to speak, I think I'm going to use that too going forward. Your cookie that you're going to use to get people to attract to you, right, is really to talk about the beautiful of your area. I mean, you've got beautiful oceans. People who are interested in swimming in the ocean will be awed by the beauty that the ocean has to provide, right? And then what you want to do is talk about safety, potentially do maybe some a cheat sheet on not a cheat sheet, but maybe a tips sheet on safe ways to swim in the ocean, fun things that you can do while you're swimming in the ocean. And of course, one of those things is to have a mermaid tail, right? And show some great pictures about that. You could do a guide on locations in Hawaii that are fun, non-threatening areas to do swimming. I assume, and so I don't know a lot about mermaid swimming. Do you need to have gear like the tanks, the tanks and that kind of stuff, or is it all swim free? So if it's without tanks, I assume that these people have to be strong swimmers, right? So I use myself as an example. I've never been to Hawaii and want to go to Hawaii, but I'm not a strong swimmer. Would I be a good person to go to the school? Would that be right? So they're local and they're tourists. Okay, they need to be able to swim, and it's okay if it's their first time in a tail. Definitely keep it safe. I'm a lifeguard. Okay, perfect, beautiful, love that. All right, so what else? And skin diving instructor. Nope, all swim free. Can do with tanks and do offer a very. Okay, so you would. This is what you'd want to do. Your offer. Because I think there's a couple of offers that you can create. The first offer would be for those people who you want to make sure you're targeting tourists, right? So there's a certification, not very. Okay, so you want to target people who are getting ready to travel to Hawaii. They're going to be they're going to be on Facebook, and they're going to tell you about that. They're going to be searching for Hawaii related information. They're going to have announced it or something. So finding the people is not going to be an issue. So targeting tourists who are about to travel to Hawaii would be the first thing. That type of person may also be the woman, because again, I'm assuming it's a woman. The women who are there, they may already have their scuba diving license. They may be affiliated with scuba divers. So you would want to talk to them about how they could incorporate maybe their trip with a fun item. So a fun way to incorporate their dives with this sort of whimsical adventure that you could do, right? The fact that you have school tells me that you're teaching them something. And so what you've got to be really clear about is what is it that you're teaching, right? Your introductory offer is really not going to be selling the school as much as it's selling the experience and talking to people about how they can have fun while in Hawaii swimming in the ocean, right? So it's all about tips, tricks, guides, information about great places that they could go to in Hawaii where you are and enjoy the experience. Like, why is it so fun to be a mermaid? Like, what makes it such a fun and amazing experience, right? Download my 10 reasons why being a mermaid is better than being a human being, right? In the ocean, the freeingness. So really you want to be talking to these people about the experience, right? You want to be appealing to their desire to enjoy Hawaii and that whole Hawaiian experience like no other, right? So that introductory offer is really about pictures, visuals, ways that they can enjoy their trip above and beyond the normal way that people would show them, right? So I would recommend maybe like a little mini guide on unique ways to enjoy Hawaii as a scuba diver, right? Again, I'm picking on scuba divers because I don't know a lot about the swim strength of the individual. But I know that scuba divers would be a really great, because they're strong swimmers or they have at least familiarity in the ocean. But, this could be also for scuba divers who need to be, because I think they need to be nitrogen free 24 hours before they get on the plane. So this could be a great thing for them to do and still be in the ocean. I don't know if there's a rule. Again, I'm kind of going from the hip on this, but maybe they could swim with you the day before, that 24-hour period before they get back on the plane, because I know they can't use their gear. I think is that true? All swim free, can do with tanks, and I do offer a program certification of. Okay, so that you just have to give me some feedback and see what it is. So, you know, you either want to get them while they're in the middle, the beginning, or the end of their trip, and why would they do that? Yes, they do need to go through a 24-hour period. Can they still swim in the ocean during that 24-hour period? Because then I would think that would be a great sort of, for somebody who's a strong swimmer and something that's really fun, they still get to have the ocean experience, but it would be without their tanks, and they could, you know, have some amazing pictures on their last day of their trip. So that's an idea for you, and that's really a targeting idea. But really, the offer is about ways to have fun in the ocean and experience the. They just can't go above 1,000 feet. Is that a thing that you do when you do the school? So they can go swimming. They just can't. Okay, so they can't fly above 1,000 feet without dying, right? So they shouldn't dive too far. But again, that's really just a timing perspective, right? So people who are in the middle of planning their trip, what you could do is say, okay, as the last excursion of your trip, you could do the mermaid school, right? You know, and again, that would be something that you would do once you've given them the guide and that kind of stuff. But that's sort of the ascension that they could go through. But you certainly can target and find people who are about to travel to Hawaii. I would focus on and offer a colorful guide that really expresses the beautifulness of the ocean and things that your school would offer, not mentioning the school, but really the things that you explore and talk about and do as benefits of the school in the guide, and do that as a download to get emails. And then you can communicate with them via email. You could also create a Facebook group of mermaid wannabes, and you could advertise to get people to join the group, and you can nurture that group. Yeah, Mermaid's Guide to Hawaii. I love it. That's exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. You could even target people who watch, because I am actually a mermaid lover, and I watched, there was a special, I want to say 2 years ago on Discovery about mermaids. And so you could target people who watch that show. Like, we could see if that show is in the options, and you could, I mean, there's got to be a whole, you know, buttload of people who love mermaids and want to be a mermaid or think about being a mermaid or something like that. So you could create an entire community of mermaid lovers and really just pour into the whole psychology of mermaiding. I don't know if that's a word, mermaiding. And you could run ads to grow that group. And then you nurture people in that group, right? So there's multiple ways that you can nurture and start that relationship, right? And then, you know, while you're in the group, it's all about the Hawaiian experience and, you know, helping you to plan the trip and all of that. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do to get you in front of people, right? I do like that Mermaid's Guide to Hawaii. I really love that. So if you work on something, and I'm telling you, this is not something you want to do like, you know, 100-page guide. This is like a 2, maybe 3 pages, heavy pictures, really just talking about some quick things that people, again, it's coffee. It's not the meal. It's not dessert. It's not, you know, 10 courses. It's really good. All right. So perfect. That's a great introductory. Targeting and finding the people would be absolutely something that would be doable. If you do decide to join me on October 1st in the Facebook ads workshop, that is again on the 1st of October, we could set up all of the ad and have it launched. You know, all that you would need to do prior to that October 1st is have your guide ready and have your landing page if that's the route that you're going to go. But that's something that certainly would be before you. That is a great introductory offer for your, you know, people who are interested in, that you would want to target to come to your school. So again, introduction, coffee, cookie, something small, Nothing big. You want it to be consumable in 5 to 10 minutes. You're not doing a 500-page documentary. It is just something quick and consumable so that they can give you a piece of information and that you can start the conversation. All right, Lila, does that help? Hopefully it does. And I think you said you're going to go with it. So I'm super excited. I'd love to see it. So you're going to have to post the guide in the group so that I can see it and give you all the accolades. All right, perfect. That's good, Lila. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so we're going to move, Lila, I'm going to move to Tina. I don't know. She hasn't announced that she's on, but I still am going to give her some tips as it relates to her. Let me see if I can. I never am really good about this whole. I have to see if I spell her name right. Campbell. All right. I don't know if I've spelled her name right. Okay, so Tina's got a, let me read what she's got, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the same sort of exercise. Now, I'm going to have to shoot from the hip if she's not on, so I'm going to make some assumptions, and I'll talk about those assumptions. So, Tina, if you're not on and you see it later, you can, make the comments in the in this live, and then I'll reply to them. But Tina, what she wrote is that she's out of New York. She advertises in the New York and the tri-state area, New York and Connecticut. I don't know what the other state is, but what she does is that she offers nanny services to prospective parents, right? So, I'm going to, having had a nanny, I'm going to make some assumptions here, Tina, that you are, most of your clients are either they have one or more children. Your prospective clients may be already pregnant and about to deliver within the second or third trimester. I'm going to speak again from my experiences. You'll have to let me know if there's any additional information that I may be omitting in this consideration. But when I was looking for a nanny, I was on my second child. My daughter was 8 years old, and I went and I Googled nanny services, right? Because I didn't know. I mean, and this is before care.net, and subsequently I've used care.net, care.com, and haven't had success with it, right? So I was looking for a person to help connect me to a nanny, right? So somebody who would do all the vetting out from a criminal perspective and all of that. So I was pregnant. I think I was in my second trimester, and I interviewed a bunch of nanny companies. And so finding pregnant women on Facebook is not going to be difficult. Finding them in a particular location is not going to be difficult. Pregnant women love to talk about the fact that they're pregnant. So finding them isn't going to be hard. So your targeting isn't going to be difficult. And you are in a very sensitive role in terms of the relationship. So you really, not that anyone is less of a relationship builder than anyone else, but you are providing an extended family member to a family. So your job is really about getting to know that family, right? So that you can marry them appropriately with the right provider, right? So relationship building is all in your DNA. It needs to be in your DNA. So same concept that I recommended for Lila in terms of a Facebook group, maybe a Facebook group that is focused on new prospective mothers looking and scared about childcare, alternatives. So maybe a guide on alternatives to traditional care and how affordable having a nanny can be. So one of those things that are near and dear to people who are looking for a nanny is they believe that it's cost prohibitive, right? So maybe if you had a guide that talked about the cost, even if the cost is, let's say, $8,000 a year. I don't know. I'm making it. Let's say it's 30,000, right? To have a caregiver, maybe it's $30,000 a year, but a daycare is $15,000 a year, right? People are looking at their wallets and they're saying, "Oh, I can't afford that 15,000." But what you could bring to light to them in a guide of some sort is really to talk about the things that they're not thinking about: the sick time, the ability to help with meal preparation, the worry and stress that goes with having a sick child and still being able to have a child provider and not having to miss work, right? How it's not cost prohibitive if you have multiple children, right? That cost sort of evens out. So you really could do a cost analysis for someone and offer that as a guide. 10 reasons why you not having, and I'm a numbers person, right? So you're always going to hear me say 5, 7, or 10, right? Those are my favorite numbers to use. I'm not saying that's your number. You can do a general guide, but the idea is for you to combat that item that people already are in their minds thinking that having a nanny they can't do, which is cost, right? So if you did something that addressed that objection right off the bat, why every person who has multiple children can and should be able to afford a nanny in terms of the overall savings to them, that would be a great guide, particularly for professional women who are already probably mentally struggling with the fact that they're getting ready to, take off work and they've got these other children. I mean, there's all sorts of psychological ways that you can work out the value proposition that having a nanny has, right? So in this, cookie stage, and I'm going to use Lila's term, in this cookie stage, in the stranger stage, you really want to be talking about the value of having a nanny, what it does to the family, why it's important, and why your service, again, in this stage, you're really not even forcing down the throat that you have a service and that you are the premier service, but by virtue of offering information about a nanny and the value proposition, starts to position your company as a company that knows what they're doing, right? Another thing is you could do a checklist on a checklist or guide on how to select a nanny, right? What kind of interview questions should you do when picking out a nanny? What are the important characteristics that a family should have when selecting a nanny, right? So there's a bunch of different how-to checklists, guides, maybe even a planning workbook that talks about what you need to, as a woman goes through all of the stages of her pregnancy, and each stage of her pregnancy, how she should be preparing for the start of that nanny, right? So 9 months of preparing for the extended family in a baby, and then also in a nanny as well, right? So you could create a planner, like maybe a 9-month planner that really talks about how to plan out the whole acquisition of the nanny, and then how do you bring that person on board before the delivery, and then all of that. So that's just a couple of introductory ideas that you could create that would be great introduction offers for people, for pregnant women or even women who are looking for a nanny. Now, if you did a Facebook group and you built a community, I would not focus on, again, your services. I would focus on the same struggle that the pregnant women have, which is quality childcare, right? Maybe addressing their fears of having another mother-like person take care of their child, right? And so these would be full of women who either are about to have birth or are about to give birth or already have children, and then those women can share, and you really just are nurturing and creating a group of women who are really sharing their battle scars, and also, assuaging the fears of the new moms, right? So this community really would be a great place for you to build up as a key person of influence, because you have a unique position of understanding what those battle stories are. I'm sure you've heard it, and you could provide a safe space for women to be able to communicate their fears, right? And get some advice about that. So Rhonda, so blessed to be brown. What did you miss? So today what I am doing, I am talking about I'm just actually finishing up with doing some live feedback. Are you in my Facebook group, Facebook Ad School for Business Owners? I did a post earlier today and asked what you are going to be doing from an advertising perspective. Like, what is it that you want to advertise? What product and service do you want to advertise? And what do you, where are you in the relationship in the advertising? So I talked about, I did a training yesterday. So if you registered for that training, you know that I talked about, all right. So tell me what you do, Rhonda. What's your business? What do you sell? What's your superpower? Who are you? So someone invited you because they must have thought that you needed to hear all about marketing your business and learning about the different phases of a relationship, and that you're a salon owner. Okay, so perfect. So what's your specialty? What's your signature thing? And don't tell me everything, because every salon owner, that's my specialty. That used to be my specialty, has a thing that you love. Like, what's your stick? Do you love color? Do you love relaxers? Do you love natural hair? Do you love braids? Do you love cuts? What's your stick? Color. All right. So color's your thing. Who's your client? Tell me about your client. Like, what is she? What's her age group? Tell me who your ideal client is. So color clients, I'll tell you what I know about color clients. Color clients don't come in every other week. They come in every 6 to 8 weeks, right? Depending on what their nationality. If they're African American, probably less. If they're Caucasian, probably more, 30 to 50. Okay. And what kind of marketing are you doing right now? How do you attract? Okay, so you probably, if you just got invited to this, then you weren't a part of the training that I did yesterday. So what I said earlier in this live is I talked about that there are 3 types of referral. Okay, so you're a referral-based business. Is that getting you enough clients? Are you happy with the number of clients that you're getting through referral only? While you answer that, I'll just kind of recap the stages of relationship stages of clients. And so, you know, as a salon owner, you are in steep competition. There's a salon on every corner of every street, right? And the interesting part about that is it doesn't matter, right? Because you can still make lots of money as a salon owner. It doesn't matter if there's like 50 of them on the same street, because salon owners are all about building relationships. So the 3 phases of relationship is stranger, second one is acquaintance, and the third one is BFF. And so your referrals are coming from your BFF clients, right? So women who love you are referring them out. I'm okay, but I want to continue to build. All right. So right now, if you are solely dependent on referrals, that is a reactive way to market, right? Because you are dependent on your clients to go out there and do the marketing for you. And my strong belief is your number one job is to market your business. If you want to see growth in your business, you've got to proactively be in the forefront of marketing your business, attracting people to your business consistently, either through manual means, and that means you are out there meeting people, as many people as you can, and meeting as many strangers as you can, and moving them down the relationship cycle, or you're doing it in an automated fashion. Facebook ads allows you to do it in an automated fashion. It allows you to meet lots of people in volume, attract them to your offers, and then move them into down the relationship ladder, which is from stranger to acquaintance to BFF. So what I would encourage you to do is watch this live from the beginning, and I talk all about the different relationship types that there are. I will, because I think I've been on here for a little bit of time. So what I'll let you do is, Lauren, you can start from the beginning. Watch it. If you have any questions, let me know. We also, the announcement that I have for everyone today is, if you didn't see in the group post, that we have another training that's coming up next Thursday. And next Thursday is going to be all about ad types. It's going to be talking about the different ad types that Facebook has, which ones you should be using as a business owner, and what the benefits are to those, how much money you should be considering to spend in each of the relationship stages, right? So from a stranger what type of ads should you use from an acquaintance and a BFF relationship, what type of ads, because you can run ads and introduce new products and services or sell more of your products and services to your BFFs through Facebook ads as well. So that's going to be Thursday. That link to registering for that class is going to be in this post. I will update this post after I complete. I am super excited to have you here. This is day 15 of Vlogtember. I will not be on the weekends. Football, soccer, and all of the things that are my kids' sport kicks my ass way too much, but I will be making up for it on Monday. So you guys have a super weekend. I will be talking to you on Monday, and do not forget to register for that class, because the only way that you'll get access to it is if you register. So talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.